Okay. Well, with that, we're going to tear right into this meeting. It's Tuesday, April 12th. We have the agenda of today's meeting and the minutes of the past, and also a special session of April 7th. So we'd like to approve all of it.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd make a motion to approve today's agenda and the minutes of the special session of the 7th.
Okay.
Second.
The motion and second to approve the agenda, the minutes of the past meeting a week ago, and special meeting April 7th. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Old business? I have none.
I have none.
Okay. All right. New business, it's our county engineer line items. You got a few slots here to work through, I see. 1 through 4, so
All right.
take the lead.
Guys are working on piling, shouldering and ditch cleaning, later roads. And I've received a couple, just for your information, a couple permits for utility work, and they're fairly large projects for fiber optic. Just so you know, they're out there in the Plymouth and Rock Falls area. And then there's enough nets for the Farmers Telephone Company, and then CLTEL is doing a lot of new fiber in the Clear Lake and Ventura areas. So larger projects will be out there this summer probably.
That's the memo you sent us the other day.
That was the one for Farmers Co-op, and I just heard the one for CLTEL.
Okay.
So you should be getting a letter on that too. And then Missouri's been working on their 125th year celebration. So they're going to have some fun day event planned, or festival planned, and they're working with band, road closures set up for their parade and possibly street party. And I've talked to Dick Price of the insurance company to try to get appropriate insurance in place, so we're not liable for anything. But they've been good to work with and seem very conscientious, and want to work with us on that too. That would be to close that main farm market extension. So, embargoes, we are embargoing Indigo between 190th and 200th Street. And we are watching Indigo between 180th and 190th, and we'll embargo that as necessary. They're hauling feed and whatnot to the confinement there, it's on 190th, so.
We gotta do that.
Yeah, yeah. And with that, there's other roads that are in falling apart that they're hauling on. 160th between Quail and Raven, or watching it. Raven between 150th, 160th is getting tore up. So if they continue to haul on that one, we may be embarking that. That's over by Rockwell. And then over on Eagle, near 150th, I believe it's 150th and 160th. They're hauling manure over there and tearing that up, and we can't fix it fast enough. So I don't know if we want to do something about that, or think about, because it seems to me, I don't know if it's getting worse every year. We can't keep up with them, and we go home at 2:30 and they're still hauling at 5 o'clock at night. We can't go blade the road and constantly follow these manure haulers and whatnot to try to keep the road in a safe condition.
Certainly, roads like Indigo, it's just a yearly occurrence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every spring, we have a 4
Yeah.
to 5 week stretch while they're drying out, that the road gets torn up.
Can we send them a letter stating that, you keep this up and, we're gonna have to, there's going to be some expense that you're gonna have to incur or something?
I mean, we can, if that's okay with you guys.
I think it's fine.
They're gonna call,
That's fine.
and it wouldn't be bad if they were hauling for a couple hours and done, but it seems to go on for a few days, and they won't quit hauling until they get stuck. And we can go put rock on the road, and if the next load they haul over, the rock's gone. It's a waste of money. Just to put rock on it to try to patch it. You know, if it was just vehicular traffic, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's this heavy trucks.
Let's send them a warning.
Well, it's one of the problems of having those confinements out there.
Yeah.
Especially when you have soft roads in the spring, you get this continual hauling, and there's no way that the property taxes that they pay, even for the confinement area, make up or even come close to making up to the damage that's done to the road.
Mhm.
And I agree with Bob, they need to get a letter, you know, whether we have the ability to have any enforcement on it.
Well, and that's another thing is we can embargo them and limit them to 5,000 pound loads, and they would have to haul the feed in smaller amounts. They're not gonna like that, but it could help salvage that.
What do you estimate the weight of the trucks are right now?
Oh, they're full semis.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
They're 80,000 pounds.
Full
Yeah,
set.
they've got feed trucks that are semi, but, I mean, that's one of those things, I don't know what you call it, residual or collateral, it's, you know, the first, I guess debates came out of it, first they were worrying about, you know, the air. Well, this is one of those things that it shows up after the fact, you know, not the first, second year.
Well,
And I know whether, but you know, it's one of those things that.
Well, those consequences he's not anticipating.
And I know
Exactly, yeah.
other counties face it, I could do some research on what
It-
some other counties are doing
Yeah.
to try to control
It-
it.
I think we need to do something, because
Because it's every year and it's getting worse.
But I think I have to pay for hard surfacing.
I think last
I
time.
can ask,
Problem solved.
I can ask, I know what the answer will be.
Wasn't it last year that they got one of them semi stuck right in the middle of the road? On
Yeah,
Indigo?
yeah. They had
And, you
to
know, I
call.
said, I can't remember who I was talking to, somebody that was working there or something, they said, well, you know, we gotta haul full load. And they said, doesn't mean you gotta get to it.
Well, you can haul full loads, but you're not gonna get there,
Yeah.
because you're gonna get stuck.
But that person was literally stuck right in the middle of the road.
Yes, and I think the tow truck had a heck of a time getting them out too.
I think we ought to send them a letter of warning of some kind saying, you know, something will be done.
All right,
Okay.
so,
In how, just, yeah, we kind of had hung up on this, which is good. But is there any dialogue between, you know, the operator or the foreman or any provision there that they, you know, yes?
we usually get the phone calls,
Okay,
and then we know it's bad,
Yeah.
and then we go out and check it, and by the time we.
yeah, then they're gone, or, yeah,
Yeah.
so, okay. Well, thanks, Mary, on that matter. So, moving along to item
Item 2.
2. Yes.
All right, this is the, for your consideration, it's the secondary road budget and 5-year construction program. It's the same budget that you guys approved back in March, and it's the same program I had at the township trustees meeting. It's just the program we have to file, and budget we have to file with the DOT every year.
Okay. So with that, any other discussion before we consider the budget?
I don't believe so. At this time, I'll make a motion to, okay, the 5-year construction
Okay.
budget and send a copy to the DOT or whatever you gotta do there.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been motioned and second to consider the secondary road budget and the 5-year construction plan to the Iowa DOT. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
One thing that I think is interesting in noting is that $845,000 now of local option money goes directly into your budget. You know, when we set it up a number of years ago, I think the total we estimated to start with was like I think we were calculating about 20 years ago, it was about $700,000 overall. So you were getting about $350,000, $375,000 back then. So, you know, as retail sales and such have grown, it obviously has a positive impact for you.
Yeah, yep. And I think when I started, it was about 800, and then it's gone to 850
Yeah.
The second item on the agenda for you to consider is an agreement with the UP and the DOT to install gates and lights on 220th Street. They want to install 12-inch LED flashing lights, singles at the railroad crossing with the automatic gate units. they submitted the application to the DOT for this funding, and so the DOT's gonna pay 90%, and the UP is gonna pay the 10% matching. There's no cost to the county. We just have to, we're included in the agreement because they're in our road. And so we do have like a few requirements to make sure the site distance, like brush growing up, is cleared and things like that, but otherwise there's no financial cost to it. So I just need you to.
Motion to approve the agreement and authorize the chair's signature.
Second?
All right, it's been motion and second to consider and authorize the chair to sign the agreement with the Union Pacific Railroad to install gates and lights on 220th Street. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Just, for the sake of time, I'd like to take 2 seconds and go back to number 2, that 5-year budget, in the sense that it's interesting, that there's an alternative financing with that local option tax, in the sense that that RUT tax is really getting beat up. People are doing it right, buying these high mileage cars, electric cars. They pay no road use tax, and they're gonna have to figure out that program. But the traditional money stream that you had is dwindling, in a sense, and the high price of gas impacts that.
The big thing that hurts us too is the cars are becoming more fuel efficient.
Correct, and they just use it.
And we're getting the same amount of money that we were getting
Right.
20 years ago.
89.
Then you throw in the electric car thing,
It's,
which,
we're running on,
right.
that revenue hasn't increased, but the construction costs have doubled.
Just for everyone here, it's just sake to bring up. Okay, moving along, number 4, this is to authorize the chair to sign a performance bond in contract with Taylor Construction for the bridge replacement on S66, and I think I know where that's at.
That's right.
Yeah, I do.
Hope so. Yeah, the contract's already been approved, and Taylor Construction has signed them and sent them back. It's the bridge replacement on S66 South Authority. The estimated cost was $449,000. The contract cost the bids came in, low bid was $404,854.61.
That's also known as the Phil Doherty Bridge, isn't it?
Well, we could put a stamp in there. We could take a stick and put it in there. The concrete's still wet.
This goes to show you more work done in his district.
I know, Bob. I know what do you do.
Yeah. At this time, I'll make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the performance bond contract with Taylor Construction.
Okay.
Second.
All right, it's been motioned and second to authorize the chair to sign said performance bond with Taylor Construction on the S66 bridge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Will, what
That's all
else?
I have.
Okay, any other questions for Mary?
I won't be here next Tuesday, just.
Okay.
If you have any questions or anything before Tuesday.
We have your number.
I know.
Alrighty, we're probably going to be moving on to the line items in the auditor's department. Sandy, would you be so kind and take the lead?
Got some claims here for your consideration this morning.
Okay.
This time, I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented and have you sign the workbook.
All right.
Second.
A motion and second to authorize the chairman's signature on said claims presented this morning. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Payroll?
I
Any?
have no payroll
Okay.
items.
Drainage.
I do have some drainage items. A gentleman by the name of Michael Smith was in and reported some standing water in Drainage District 28. And Ron McLaughlin was in and reported a blowout in Drainage District 61. This was the one that might have had a result of some water standing in the road ditch.
Wait.
Not real sure about that.
I can speak to the McLaughlin one. We did go out and take a look at it. Larry Kernan went out of the office, and it looks like there's some scour from the water coming out of the pipe, which has probably exposed the tile and it needs to be repaired. Probably looking at maybe $1,000 in repair.
Is that in the ditch or is that out in the field?
It's in the field.
Okay.
Yes. And I did call Corey Lambertson, and he put thought he could get up there maybe Wednesday and look at it and possibly repair it.
Okay. Thank you. Is that
Yes.
deal with you?
Yes.
All right.
At this time, I'll make a motion to have the Drainage District 28 one with Michael Smith, give the Larry German I think he's back, or he's gonna be back tomorrow.
All right.
Give that to him, and the other one is being taken care of by the engineer's office. So.
Okay, all right.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and second to have the first Drainage District 28 investigated with Larry Pierman, and the second one with McLaughlin is being internally rectified. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now we've got motions, clerks, auditors, sheriffs, and recorders. They're items 4 through 7. And we could commingle these in one motion, I understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve items 4 through 7 and authorize chair signature.
Okay.
Second said motion.
Okay, it's been motioned and second for the clerks and the auditors and the sheriffs and the recorders. Some are monthly fees, some are third quarter fees. So with that, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay. So moving along, we have a motion to approve a beer permit for the Camp at the Woods. I believe that's Clear Lake.
I've got it right here. It is in order for your consideration this morning.
Oh, Rock Falls. Okay.
This time
Oh,
I'll
okay,
make,
yep, that private camper, yeah.
at this time I'll make a motion. It looks like everything's in order to okay the beer permit for Camp in the Woods
Insert Rock Falls.
in Rock Falls.
Okay. All right.
Second.
All right, it's been motion and second to approve the beer permit at the Camp of the Woods in Rock Falls. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay, now I understand number 9, we're going to table this item.
We will have that list for you next week.
Okay,
Not prepared yet for today.
all right, thank you. Letter C, moving along, is, consider a selection of architect engineering for these initials that escape me.
The
Community
energy-
Betterment Grant was in there, I bet.
It's, this is, the county was a recipient of Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant funds from the
Okay.
U.S. Department of Energy. And there's a number of projects that have been identified in energy audits that were performed by Alliant Energy and their subcontractor, mechanical engineering firm. And so we sent out requests for qualifications to all the local architectural firms and received responses from them. Heather Mathery and I independently scored the responses that we received and then requested cost proposals from the top 3 firms. Based on the proposals, we received a recommendation is to go with Wagner and Weininger Architects and Twin Rivers Engineering, which is a mechanical engineering company, at a cost not to exceed $10,000. And so what I'm looking for is a motion to authorize the chair to sign the agreement with Wagner and Weininger once that agreement is prepared.
Okay. Everyone understands the motion we have to consider here?
Yep.
Okay.
This time I'll make a motion to select Leininger and Wagner, whatever I think I got backwards, but whatever, to
Okay.
do the architecture.
Second.
Okay, puts me in the spot, huh? Okay. With that, it's been motion and second to the architecture firm of Wagner and Weingartner and the engineering firm of,
Wagner and Weininger.
Oh, okay.
Architects and the engineering firm of Twin Rivers.
Twin Rivers is the engineering firm. Okay. All right, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now, we're moving along to letter D, and we have Bob Lincoln with us. He's going to take the lead on this. This is substance abuse grant, and
This is the second year that the Mason City Youth Task Force has requested Cerro Gordo County to be the fiscal agent for this grant. They They've done a very nice job with this grant and actually have solicited the funds for the match, so this is at no cost to the county. It's just an opportunity for the county to leverage public health dollars to give them $10,000 additional money that they wouldn't have otherwise. Their plan is to collaborate with North Iowa Vocational Center under the Positive Action Program to support 12 young individuals with disabilities that are at risk, and also to target 10 children at Francis Lauer Youth Services Day Treatment Program for the Yield Express program. So just very excited about their work they're doing and glad that the county can support their efforts. So with that said, I would ask the board to once again authorize the chair to sign this grant.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the grant and authorize the chair's signature. And Bob, thank you for the work you're doing on this. The rest of the work you do, which is really outstanding.
I'll second that.
Okay. It's been motion and second to approve and accept the Cerro Gordo Substance Prevention Grant for FY12 and authorize the chair to sign. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Bob, while we have you there, we don't have you here. Take the opportunity to speak of some legislative process that you've been very close to. And,
Yeah, the board has authorized me to spend some time in Des Moines and to try to advocate the model that we've piloted, a regional collaboration of counties to better serve our community. I think that model is getting some attention in a recent Senate file, a bill that's being released, and so we hope to be supportive of that. What we are hearing consistently from the House, the Senate, and now the governor's office is that there's a real desire to reform the system. A lot of this is compounded by healthcare reform, which is kind of pushing us to focus on managing a population, if you will. So we're supportive of the Senate's initiative, and we hope that we can use our model to share with other parts of Iowa to better serve folks with disabilities.
I think it's known down in Des Moines down here. We have really kind of have a groundbreaking model here in the 5-county area that we share: Butler, Cerro Gordo, Mitchell, and Floyd counties, and Blackhawk County. And you know, we've got something here that I think that the state is beginning to recognize. You know, maybe a template for future mental health services across the state. And I know I spoke to former State Senator Larry Murphy recently down in Des Moines, and I know Larry does a lot of work on behalf of mental health, and it was very interested in seeing the model that you have, and perhaps even attending a meeting if we can have that in the future, where we get some parties to the table there, and you know, bring to their attention what we're doing and how we're doing it. So I'll leave that in your always capable hands.
That sounds great. It's a real opportunity. We've talked redesign on many years, and I think now there's a real opportunity to move forward. Thank you for your support.
And this state, you know, big and large, you know, say, oh, well, this would work at a small county, this will work at a large county, won't work. But, you know, throw in Blackhawk and Cerro Gordo is certainly, you know, right up there with, so we're making it work in small and big, and that's just something to mention. You know.
And that's really an important element, and probably where there's going to be the most political struggle. But if you don't have a region that represents a cross-section, then you're going to have unequal distribution of resources, because naturally urban settings have more resources than rural settings. But I think what we proved in our model is it can be a win-win for all counties involved. Butler County being the fiscal agent, and Cerro Gordo providing case management. And so there's a lot of opportunities to share resources and support each other in supporting our communities.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Bob? And thank you for your time and comments, so.
And thank you, Phil was actually at the, or Chairman Doherty, excuse me, was at the meeting in Des Moines that launched this very significant Senate rewrite. So I appreciate his involvement, leadership. It was a huge thing for them to hear from supervisors that this is a positive thing. So.
But, you know, it's been brought to the attention of a lot of people when Iowa Press this last weekend, it was one of the featured topics of discussion brought up by one of the questioners, and Mike Ronstall was very complimentary of the process that started, and it sounded very supportive, so.
Good. All right, well, thank you, one and all. Okay, we're going to be moving on to the county treasurer's line item. Okay, this is to authorize the chair to sign a certificate of appointment of deputy. Now,
Chairman,
that is the new, okay.
while you already approved the payroll changes, this is a certificate that.
Motion to approve and authorize the chair's signature.
I'll second said motion.
Okay, it's been motioned and second in favor of authorizing chair's signature on the deputy's appointment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving along, letter F. Tom, I think I'll just let you take over.
The board heard a third step grievance last Thursday. The board had a special session, went into closed session at the request of the union, and took information in regards to that grievance. And so today you vote whether to deny the grievance or whether to basically side with the union. So that's what you're faced with.
I think after hearing all the sites and everything that, I think I'll make a motion that we deny their request.
I'll second.
And for the record, I'm abstaining. I was not able to attend this grievance hearing. Matter of fact, I was with Bob in Des Moines. But with that, as the chairman, going to abstain, but it is so motioned and second. Let you guys do the ayes.
Aye.
All right. And I abstain. Okay. All right. Moving along, anything, probably not too much more comment on that, because that's a no comment thing. Okay. All right, with that, we have a manure management plan, actually two of them to approve and accept, and we do this often, so we'll just do it again.
Yeah, I looked these over the other day and they looked fine. They're up in the northern part of the county, and quite honestly, most of the ground that's going to have the manure put on it is in North County, but they're still in ours. So at this time, I'll make a motion that we accept their manure management plans and send a copy to the DNR.
On Bob's recommendation, who was an expert on manure.
There you go.
I'd like to second that.
Okay. It's been motioned and second to accept the manure management plans presented and record them here and further them on down to the DNR. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Agreements and contracts. Any, some, none?
Yeah, none.
All right, none. Appointments.
No, sir.
Okay. Correspondence and communication.
None.
All right. Well, we've been waiting all morning for this one. Adjournment?
So moved.
All right.
Second?
Been motioned and second in favor of adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
I tried to get through those during the discussion. Tell me.
No.